Greetings, world. The Questioning Center is back with more current event updates to keep everyone informed on the world news cycle. And today we're going to look at the geopolitical international side of the news. And we're going to talk about the country of Iran, which has been going through a lot of protests, to say the least, and government turmoil, where there are quotes and headlines saying that millions are ready to sacrifice lives for Iran's leader. That could be state propaganda. That's from the Quads International News Agency website I'm reading here. And there's a lot of propaganda being spread by the government, of course, in any government, whether that be Iran, Israel, or United States of America. There's always some type of propaganda from the government. And there's been thousands of protesters that have been slain in this massacre protests across this country of Iran. So this is BBC.com, and it says the headline, quote, "We all know someone who was killed. Iran protesters tell BBC of brutal crackdown." And this is from yesterday. So, like anyone out there reading the news, we might be confused on the topic of these Iranian protests, the government in Iran, and how they're intertwined with Trump wanting to be involved in that country because of these protests, and him calling out the protests while they're simultaneously protests in Minneapolis. Let's get into the details on what happened at the protests in Iran, according to AmnestyInternational.org. And they're going to give us a little synopsis and breakdown on how this all started, what time, why, and how these people feel about the government and what they want really from these protests. So let's begin what happened at the protests. Protests erupted in Iran on 28th December 2025. People across the country, outraged at decades of oppression, were demanding fundamental change in a political system that respects human rights and dignity. Iranian authorities have responded with an unprecedented, deadly crackdown, and since 8 January 2026, cut all internet access. So they're saying already that they've cut all internet access to conceal their crimes in Iran. Security forces have used unlawful force, firearms, and prohibited weapons against protesters, which resulted in mass killings and serious injuries. Verified videos, eyewitness accounts gathered by Amnesty International show that security forces positioned on the street and on the rooftops of buildings, including houses, mosques, and police stations, have repeatedly fired rifles and shotguns loaded with metal pellets at protesters, frequently targeting their heads and torsos. Evidence gathered by Amnesty International reveals that security forces involved in the deadly crackdown include the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, including its Bajil battalions, various divisions of Iran's police force known by its Persian acronym FARAJA, as well as plainclothes agents. The authorities carried out massacres of protesters, primarily on 8 and 9 January, when the death toll rose into thousands. January 2026 marks the deadliest period of the repression by the Iranian authorities in decades of Amnesty's research. Impunity for repeated commission of crimes under international law committed by Iranian authorities during previous protest crackdowns has fueled this latest round of violence. Amnesty International previously documented how Iran's security forces used unlawful force, including lethal force, to suppress the Women Life Freedom Uprising of 2022 and the nationwide, I should say, November 2019 protests. So that's the background. There you have it. If you learned something new, leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below. If you want to add something more to the Questioning Center's discussion, share with a friend or family member to inform them about Iran and what's going on in that country. And as always, you can support us in the bio with a donation, however you can, in whatever way it feels right to you. And as always, have a great day, and I thank you for watching.